All right, everyone, we have Sofia and Jordyn here. If you have a question, please raise your hand. And Bella, go ahead, kick us off.
Just, first of all, if you could give your overall thoughts on the game.
It was a difficult game. I mean, with the weather and the delay and all the circumstances, it's hard to come to Houston and play. Everybody knows that, especially for us Seattle people. We're not really used to this heat. But that being said, getting a point on the road, I think, is a positive. It's better than dropping points. I think we could have been a little bit more clinical on the ball, but overall, I think getting a goal back and tying that game is something that we're happy about, for sure.
And then obviously defense was something the team was not particularly happy with the past two games. Just what was the key to turning around the defense from those last two games?
Well, I mean, the set pieces has been something we've been struggling with the last couple of games. So definitely being really focused and alert on those was a priority for us and something we spoke a lot about during the week. And then, just as a back line, being aggressive, but also protecting the space and behind. When you're playing, forwards on Houston that are very fast, you got to protect the space and behind. But they're multi-talented. They can go in behind, check to feet. So definitely we worked on a lot this week, just focusing on dynamic forwards and their movement.
And then, Ryan, if it's okay, I have a couple more because I have Charles' questions because he can't unmute where he is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So just Jordyn, for you, obviously another goal, but also, seeing Sofia getting those crosses in that you maybe were a little used to in the previous years. Just what has it been like having Sofia back and playing with her and her passing ability?
I love having Soph on the field with me. I think our relationship when it comes to especially like crosses into the box has been amazing for the past few years. I definitely missed her when she went overseas, but hey, she's back. So yeah, whenever we can get her in those positions that are a little bit higher, that gives her the ability to send in the balls that she has the capability of sending in, I think that's always super threatening for us. And yeah, it's just really easy to read. And I mean, like, she has so much quality, and I think it shows, like, leading the whole league in assists now. I think it shows her quality and how good she can be, especially when she gets higher up at picking off passes. And yeah, it was quite easy to score it, and it's put on a platter like that.
And then, speaking of the record, and then I'll let Grant take a turn. Just for you, Sofia, I know the broadcasters asked you about it briefly, but just now having the all-time assist record, you had been tied with Lynn. Jess, I think, is like 2 behind you. How does it feel to sort of reach that milestone? And, does it have any significance to you?
Of course it does. I mean, being from Idaho, I just never thought I was going to be a professional soccer player, so being able to have the assist record says so much more than just, my crosses or my balls into the box, whatever that is. It just kind of means that I've been in the league for a long time and I've been a consistent enough player to be on the field. And so overall, that's something that I'm extremely proud of, and doesn't go unnoticed to myself, because I think as athletes, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, and, the journey hasn't necessarily always been easy for me, but when I'm reminded that I'm the assist leader, I just remind myself that I've been in the league for a long time. That's something I'm always going to be proud of while I'm playing and even when I'm done.
Thanks, Bella. And then we'll go to Grant.
Mute.
Yeah. Your audio is not working.
You're muted.
It might be your microphone.
I don't think he's muted.
There we go.
It definitely was my microphone. Thank you, Sofia. Good catch. So I think you both had some responsibility here. Avery Patterson is one of the better players in the league. Thought she was fine today, but she wasn't as, disruptive as she usually is. What was your guys' plan coming in for Patterson, and how do you feel like you executed that today?
Well, yeah, you're right. Great player. Obviously, she's shown that the last couple of years in the league. She's on the national team. She's very, very important player for Houston. We didn't tend to focus too much on just her. It was more about what we can control. And like I already mentioned, just about the set pieces. That was probably her main focus, and just having some structure. But yeah, I mean, I think when you have a player like Avery, you always have to be aware of her ability to go 1v1 and to get balls into the box and not only cross but also score. So I think we're all aware of her quality, but we were more focused on ourselves than any individual player on Houston.
That's fair. If I could ask one more, so obviously you want all your teammates to do well. How can you continue to win matches, be competitive in matches, and stop Lynn Biondolo from taking over your new assist record? Because you just passed her by one. So how are you going to manage this, Sophia?
I don't even know. I mean, honestly, where my mind's going is that we have such a deep squad. Really, anyone can step on the field and perform at this point. And I would be happy if Lynn and I kept just going back and forth with that assist record. That would make me happier than not, because that just means we're both, providing for our forwards to score. So,
Thanks, Greg.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
And then Bella, we got time for like one or two more if you got any more.
Cool, yeah, because I feel bad. Grant was like, can I ask one more? And I've asked 7 already. But just, Jordyn, for you, how did sort of the game change for you, and what options were available for you change when the first subs came in and Lynn came in particular?
Yeah, I mean, I think, as we said before, I think we grew throughout the game as well. I think we were trying to find our footing a little bit in the first half. Heat probably played a factor into that. Our press probably played a factor into that. When Lynn came off or on, obviously my position changed as well, so I got to be a little bit deeper, help a little bit with the build, and I was joining a little bit later. And I think like the biggest thing when Lynn comes in, I think she's such a threat as well. I mean, the goal partially comes from her movement. I think the center backs have to track her front post, which allows me to kind of come in late and have an easier header. So I think having 2 threats in the box or multiple threats really opens the game up and makes it more difficult for them. So I think that was huge. But yeah, I mean, as Soph said before, our depth is crazy. I mean, like the players on the bench that we have that came in, the players who didn't even play, it's ridiculous. Like we have so many amazing players. So I think that's what also makes us so dangerous in closing out games, and is the depth of our squad.
And then an actual last one, just Sam Mesa today, she played as a little bit more of an attacking player in college, and has sort of thrived as she's moved into a slightly more defensive midfield role for the Reign. Just either of you, what have you sort of seen from her today or this season in terms of her defensive work and how that's sort of come along?
Sam's ridiculous. Sam is honestly such a good player. So impressive defensively, and what she does so well is she makes the player on the ball think they have time, and then she sneaks up and she's able to she disrupts the play, and that's so important for us, especially when we're just defending, for her to be able to get a tackle or get a toe on it, and then we're able to transition. I've always been impressed with Sam, the moment that she was drafted here, and even, last year when she was a rookie, also really impressed with her desire to get better and grow. And I'm sure you guys have talked about this, but obviously I've been gone. But her even going to the USL and getting games, probably not ideal in her mind, but she was going to do whatever she could to get better. And that's something that obviously all of us can appreciate. So, I mean, you can tell. I mean, that's why she's on the national team. That's why every time she's on the field, good things happen. She's ridiculous. I don't know. She's such a good player.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, Bella. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.